Okay, so I am taking you to an official job site today. This one is pretty much a donation of my time and energy. And we're gonna show, I'll be showing you all how various aspects will definitely play a major role in your snow removal stuff. Now, give me a moment to make myself more clear. For those of you who think I'm full of bahookie about what you just saw earlier in the video, you're all going to be able to see exactly what I'm going to be showing you is not a line of crap. It's biblical truth. Okay? Y'all are gonna have to forgive me for the moment. Now, understand this. That's a little greasy. I am working on getting some laundry to dry a little bit faster. Actually, I've got a piece of laundry that's actually pretty dry that I can take off of this rack. All right. Now, something you are all going to need to consider, and no, I'm not airing my dirty laundry. This is all clean laundry that you all see. So, keep that in mind. So, you're all gonna see how even the little details play a very critical role and how efficiently that you will be dealing with snow and ice. I do need to pick up a tool next month that's going to make my life a little easier, but it's going to be a plow shovel. Oh yeah. Hey, when you don't want to pay $3 just to get one load of laundry washed, doing your laundry in a bathtub. And that's not even starting to count the cost of drying it. You will go to extreme lengths to not fork over unnecessary amounts of cash. Especially considering that that's not even the start of the final cost of doing a load of laundry in general when it comes to utilizing the laundry facilities here. You know, they wear out your clothes really substantially. And I just, unfortunately, am not able to, well, I, fortunately enough, I'm not about to fork over that kind of money just to have all of my clothes get excessively worn out by a machine that winds up costing me, in the long run, almost $5 a load. And you know what? If you can afford to do $5 a load for laundry, plus be wearing your clothes out in like a third their half-life, then please do send me money. Send it to me by the fistful of, well, by the roll of $100 bills. I'll put it to better use. And for you. So, just got a little bit of detail work here. And then I'm gonna get some socks on and we'll be on our way. A lot of people have no realization how much of a money saver bed sheets are and how much of an energy saver they are. Okay. I am just about ready to begin with putting on my socks. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit chilly of a day, but such is life. It literally is just another day of what I do. And how I do. Got a few nails that need to be trimmed way back. It's not that I haven't had the time. It's just I got not necessarily caught up in the moment, but so darn much stuff that I've done in the last week that. I've just not really been able to have. Now, just been partly too tired, partly too lazy, and partly I just don't like trimming my nails because if your nails were as curved and thin as mine are, your chances of enjoying the task at hand would be slim to none. And if my mixed match socks bother you, just deal with it. Because you know what? There are worse things to have sensory issues about that are far more pressing. And no, I am not looking to trigger anyone. And in fact, so you all don't even notice how mixed matched these socks are. At least they're somewhat the same color. They're both gray, it's just one's got a big black band around the middle and the other's got some other colors on it that are a little bit lighter than that red, but still red. Oh. And I honestly do not want to hear complaining and this and that. I don't want to hear it. Because we, as Americans, need to stop allowing our government to dump road salt on roads at the level that they do. Putting grit on surfaces does a far better job, as well as actually allowing for the water to be able to freely flow off the road. And that is exactly how our government rolls. They bill you in tax dollars for anywhere from, we'll call it 500 pounds per mile of road, or per lane mile, all the way up to hundreds of tons per lane mile. That is 9 foot wide by 5,280 feet. Now, if you're curious about, if you're wondering what is such a really bad thing about that? I'm not the kind of guy that sugarcoats things. I just state them the way they are. In the Bible, there's a verse about, well, there's a part where salting the enemy's water supply goes to, it then salts the world's food supply. The Romans did that. And, well, here we are a lot of years later doing it again. As a planet of humans. That's what we do. We harm each other, apparently. Okay. If you've ever wondered what magnesium chloride looks like when it mixes with the dirt and the sediment on the road, that's it right there. That's kind of what's in your... It's also got some beet juice in it, and it was laid down to melt the ice, except the problem was it created slush. Bad plan, people. Do not do this technique. You see how full that is down in there of nastiness? Come on, people. Seriously, municipalities are overpaid and underperforming. And it's not that they don't give a darn, it's that they're lazy. So, this right here is just going to be a really big helpful tip for those of you that have snowblowers. If you can ride the tire right on this curb right here and send it away from the street, that'll help. But that really took a burden off me. Just having this stretch here done. I want to show you all a little trick here. Okay, if you look, I did all of this all the way to here, well, on this black top here, and you can see how you can tell it was hand done if you look at the stroke marks of the shovel. You can tell it was hand done. All I did was simply take a dig, step, take a dig, step. Just continual, take a dig, and take a step. Take a dig, take a step. So, this stretch here, this black top is about about 8 feet wide. And I do this in about 3 passes. But there's a little trick here. Okay. Go all the way to the edge and a little bit past with the shovel. And I can show you some techniques there. And but first I gotta get a phone mount so I can do time lapses. So 1, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 8, 32. I estimate about 70 feet of, actually about 100 feet of sidewalk down here that I've already done. This here was my first dig. Now my second dig is gonna come. See, all that along there is just one dig. And it goes all the way down that way, as wide as this walkway. And I'm just taking a breather, and the reason I state this is a 3 dig spot. Okay, your first dig is usually going to be, well, each of your digs, your initial dig, each of your digs are going to be like, for a guy like me, I know that my average dig is about 3 feet in width. So it's going to kick all this over and create a berm right along here. And then on my final dig, I'm kicking it all the way off. You don't want to try to do it all at once. But at some point in time, I'm going to get to the parking lot, you know, the walkways and whatnot. That's the kind of stupidity I'm talking about. Do not ever do that. And the reason I pointed at him and indicated for him to discharge the other direction is he's discharging it into the street. That's the wrong way to do it. The right way to do it is to kick it away from the street like I've done. And what I did for what I've done here is I've literally just touched up, you know, all the way to about here. This, the work of the individual who came by with a snowblower, and I took all this stretch here and kicked it all. I split it just a little off center, about right here, and sent it all over that corner right there in the grass. That takes the load off the storm drain system. That takes the melting snow burden off of the whole entire grand scheme of things. And it does have a little bit of ice under the concrete, but it's not bad. But what we'll see later on in the video here is how, where I didn't do over here, you're very likely to see that there's going to be a little bit of ice damming. I did this by design. And I'm actually going to quit walking on where I need to shovel here. One thing I like to do for clearing parking lots is I like to leave about 2 parking spaces in width. If I'm going to do any piling or berming or whatever, you can see the faint yellow lines of the walkway here. I love to leave about 2 spaces minimum away from those walkways there. And when I coordinate plowing and all that, I always have them kick it all the way away from the building. Now, I'm going to go to another job site here shortly. And because I need to ponder how I'm going to tackle this stretch here. I already know I'm just going to kick this little stretch over here off into the area. One tip that I've got for you all is y'all got to work together. Another big tip that I've got is when it comes to snow removal and whatnot, if you got a guy doing a snow with a snowblower, it helps for that guy with the snowblower to come through and get an initial pass to where it's going to take the burden off you. It's all about creating the plan. You'll get better with time. You're not going to be perfect right off the bat. And I just saw that I forgot that there's a walkway down here. So, I'm definitely going to be kicking, I'll be kicking these 2 spaces all the way over to here. It's not quite enough out here to warrant a snowblower for the initial attack of the walkways, but it's right on that cusp where if somebody were willing to put one of my partners out are helping with the stuff wanted to, they could come in and give me that initial pass and then come by later and send the bulk off. But one thing I really prefer to do with all of this stuff is I personally prefer to always kick away from buildings. That takes the load off the building and it runoff from the drain system. It helps to for the building itself and reduce ice. However, there are some exceptions to the rule, but those are very rare. I like to, if I'm going to kick it towards a building, I like to do no more than 1 dig towards the building. And all the rest just go away. Now, for areas where there's grassy patches over here, that's okay to kick it in the grassy patches, but you don't want, like if there's patches next to the building and dirt and whatnot, kick it away from that to the best of your ability, with the only exception being, and I'm developing my plan of attack here, I'm thinking that I'm going to take a very conservative dig and just kick it that way, and then I'll take my other dig, maybe 2 digs, because that's about a 5-foot walkway there, send it all out into the parking lot, out into here. But something to observe is all along here you've got a lot of place snow where it's not going to be in the way, where it's not going to run into the parking lot. It is a little bit tricky because you will need to work with a subcompact with a snowblower on it, or a compact with a snowblower on it. In the future, when I'm running my entire own crew and doing it as kind of a business type deal, how I'll run it is, a lot of that snow, it's just going to get sent in to the parking lots, and then it's going to get kicked away from the building, and then I'd have a snowblower operator on a subcompact come in and around this area. But on Sundays and whatnot, kind of crucial at a church, just as a general FYI, to make sure that there is plenty of parking available before anyone ever shows up. So if you're donating your time to churches and whatnot, you need to make sure that if you're doing it before a major church gathering, and before a major church gathering, oh, now check this out. You can see how it's all kind of melting off a little bit over here, just for me taking these leaves out of this gutter and kicking them into piles here. It's clear as day how much that's helping. And you can see where I didn't get very well. There's snow buildup. And places I missed entirely along the gutter and didn't get around to, there is some snow buildup at an increased level, but overall it's not bad. But you can definitely see the difference if you really look close. Because in the gutters, you want to take that all the way down to bare pavement. Just outright bare pavement. And it looks like that guy right there, look at this, guys. Please, high school students, don't do this. Look at what you just did here. This is slick. Please don't do this stuff. Yeah, to you it's cute, innocent, and fun. But when you gotta remove this shit, it's not fun. And if he comes around, his license plate will be plastered all over the internet. That is rude and disrespectful. That is rude and disrespectful. And of all times that person could have chose to do this stuff, he did it on camera. That's stupidity. You people may think you're cute and innocent and shit and this stuff, but when you're trying to get all this removed, and when you're coordinating snow removal and stuff, this is not funny. And he better not come back. I know what he drives. I know what he looks like too. Remember, people, you may think it's cute and innocent, but what just happened here, a little old lady's may slip on that right there. There's church in 2 days in this area, in this part, and that it's gonna fill this parking lot in a couple days. Please do not do that. I really appreciate when you all just let these snow removal crews do their work unimpeded. The more people drive on this stuff, the tougher it gets to clean it all up. I'm not pissed, but I'm frustrated by that. That is really annoying. Because what he just did here, what that person did there, I have to, we're going to have to work double the time to get all this up. This is not cute and innocent. I do not appreciate it. And you know what? If the guy comes back, I'm going to, if I catch that guy doing that again, anywhere, I don't care where it is, I will call the law on people for doing that. I've done it in the past, I'll do it again. There is plenty of evidence here. He's got, that person, of all the times the idiot could have chose to do it, he did it, one, on camera. And two, we're spinning Brodies in a parking lot near a person. Okay? Now, even furthermore, we're in a school zone. That is 3 strikes. I'm going to let that one slide. And I hope he finds this on YouTube. Right here on YouTube. On the Farming with Chef Matt channel. Because I'll tell you right now. Right here on YouTube. I'm Farming with Chef Matt. I got him. There's no denying. And he did that at at around 10:25 in the morning. It's 10:30 right now as I just looked at the time. You go back. Okay, this is 10:30 a.m. on a Friday. That's frustrating. I wasn't scared, but you know what? If he were to roll, that would have been 4 strikes. Because even though it's a church parking lot, it's still in a school zone. And there are kids that come into this parking lot frequently, regardless of the time of year, because it's also a church parking lot. I cannot reiterate enough how disappointed I am in that high school student. That was ridiculous. And quite frankly, it's unacceptable. It's childish. It's immature. Back to what I was saying. On a Sunday morning in church parking lots, butt crack noise ordinance ending. Everyone's got to get to work at getting this church parking lots cleaned out. That's the most crucial day of the week. That is the highest percentage and the highest concentration of elderly ladies, of elderly people and older people that do not heal very well. There's people with disabilities all on the same day that can slide on that stuff. And here's the stupid part. People that want to do this stuff spinning Brodies in the parking lot. Tire tracks. I'm gonna let it slide this once for that individual. If he does it again, though, I will be calling the church and letting them know that who did it. And not only that, the law will be involved with that individual the next time I catch the individual doing that, especially in this parking lot. Can't even begin to describe how disappointing it is to see high school students doing that stuff. How I know he's a high school student? It's a small town. It's a very small town. In fact, I see that very vehicle out in the high school parking lot periodically when high school's in session. All right, I'm gonna put up my shovel for a little while. I'm gonna get warmed up, and develop a plan here. But that was ridiculous. I don't ever want to see any of you do that. Ever. You don't know the struggle of having to do this kind of stuff. You may think it's cute and innocent. It's not. And for the record, today's date is the 27th. Have a nice day, people. I'll catch you in another scene.